Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And I got a short and sweet one here for you. And wow, some of you guys might be actually surprised. Wow, Jack, you're using the cordite, you're not using the KN. Yes, I've recently, very recently discovered, actually just during this session alone, I've discovered that, well, the cordite is still a very valuable or valued or whatever the term is, SMG without rapid fire. So, and it's a lot more controllable. There is still some recoil even with the grip, but it's a lot more controllable. Granted, you have the skill to do so. And I actually have to say after this session that the cordite is probably my new favorite weapon in the game. I like the versatility. So it's more of a weapon for me than the KN is. So I'm glad to have discovered that because it's been having a lot of fun with it. So I got a ton of gameplay over this last session. So I hope you guys get used to that because, yeah. And in terms of this free-for-all, it doesn't get any better than this because, well, there's another good player in the lobby and he drops streaks on me and then I end up getting my streaks and I use my Hellstorm to kill his attack chopper, and then I drop the sniper's nest and I get the win. So it really doesn't get any better than that. It really is. That's as best as free for all can get, kind of, I guess. But anyway, that's not exactly what this topic of discussion is for this short and sweet video. I wanted to talk about the alpha 2v2 gunfight game mode that everybody that has a PlayStation 4 is going to have a shot to play over the course of the weekend. And no, I will probably not end up playing it because my work schedule just will not allow it. And by the time I'm done with work on Sunday, which is after 1 p.m., because Saturday is the toughest day of the week for me personally in terms of work, I usually just pass the hell out in the middle of the afternoon because I deprive myself of sleep over the day on Saturday. I just, the back and forth of the schedule just doesn't really allow consistency. And if there's no consistency, then it's like it's really hard to sleep because your body doesn't know when to go to sleep, and it's just kind of random. So, but anyway, so I guess you can say my sleep schedule is definitely not consistent, which is definitely fucking with me. But so that's why I'm probably not going to end up playing it unless I manage to stay awake and manage to get in a few hours before it goes offline. And I also wanted to say that 2v2 gunfight actually has probably the most potential out of any game mode in the game. Now, I am very well aware that there's still a lot that we haven't experienced or a lot that we don't know yet about the game in terms of the multiplayer. But with that being said, in my opinion, 2v2 still has the most potential, and I'll tell you why. First of all, there's at least 5 dedicated maps to that game mode, and I actually like how those maps seem to be. Now, granted, we've seen only like 2 or 3 of them in terms of gameplay itself, but in terms of the very brief teaser that we got of the remaining maps, the new maps that were teased recently, it seems like they're going to be really well balanced, and the size is going to be really good, and it's gonna be for very interesting and aggressive gameplay. And on top of that, we could be getting variations of the game mode. We might get 3v3s or 4v4s at the most. We might get the ability to create our own class for those modes, and all sorts of different things that they could play with. And with crossplay, it just gives that game mode that much more potential. Or we can get all 3 of them. I mean, honestly, because when you have that many people playing from the platforms from PS4, Xbox One, and PC, I mean, the sky really is the limit. All you have to do is just play with somebody else that plays on a different console, and you're thrown into that pool. So it's like, yeah. So that's definitely good news. And as somebody that is a fan of Call of Duty and a fan of both consoles, I can appreciate that. So the game mode has absolute potential, and it's also another way for for everybody, from a viewer and a content creator alike, to basically get a little bit closer to their audience in a more meaningful way than ever. Because, not just because of eliminating the console restrictions, so to speak, like if you don't have a console, you don't have to search for a different content creator or spend money to buy that console in order to play with them or whatever the deal may be. That's no longer a thing. And on top of that, usually whenever a content creator or streamer basically has a play with viewers day, or just like, let's say content creators like, hey, if anybody wants to play with me, they'll tweet out like, hey, I'm accepting game invites or whatnot, tweet at me and I'll invite you. A lot of times it isn't always full teams. Sometimes we'll just get a handful of people, like 2 or 3, but with 2v2 gunfight or 3v3 gunfight, I mean, it's like it really just amplifies that kind of experience of playing with the content creator. and vice versa. And for people that have been really close to their content creators and gotten to know them over an X amount of time, I think that will amplify that kind of experience and make it a little bit more personal. And at the same time, if you're good, it kind of, and if there's like a big pub stomping content creator or whatnot, they could be like, wow, you're really good. And then, you know, you could go for the leaderboards and 2v2 gunfight with that person or whatnot. So, or just develop a clan or something like that. Who knows? I mean, the possibilities are endless, guys. I mean, I am very actually excited for the weekend to see gameplay, because if I don't get to play the game myself because I'm too tired by the time Sunday rolls around, you know, I'm still excited to see how it plays. And there's the fact that we can get different variations of it, and Infinity Ward seems to be one of the best in terms of Call of Duty. They do a really good job of listening to their community. They proved that with Infinite Warfare. They've actually proved that ever since Ghost, actually. So I'm all about it. I'm all about the variations and the possibilities that this game and the game mode itself may have to offer. And I'll be very much looking forward to seeing what the whole game in general has to offer. And I'm sure as time goes by, we will be more knowledgeable in terms of what the game will have. And I'm sure there's going to be leaks a couple days before the game comes out in terms of people getting advanced copies and posting shit somewhere and saying, hey, this is what's in the game, these are the game modes, so on and so forth. Unless Infinity Ward comes out with that themselves and decides to spill the beans ahead of time. But anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.